All right, let me show you guys where we're at. So this is a 4-unit apartment building. Oh, first, let me tell you guys who I am. My name is Frank Financial Brown. I'm a real estate investor. I'm located in Georgia. I've been investing in Georgia since I was like 22 years old. This property that you see behind me is in East Point. Right now, it's a 4-unit, a quadruplex, 2-bedroom, 1 bath in each unit, basically identical layouts. I'm about to go into one of the units now, but it's to check on something for a tenant, so I won't be able to take you guys in there, not today, but this is what I was planning. Let me go ahead and flip it around for you guys so you can see. You don't have to see me. You can see something better. Let me flip it around. Bam. And let me flip this one around. Let me see. Sorry guys, I'm still getting the hang of this. All right, so this is the property here. 2-bedroom, 1 bath at the top, 2-bedroom, 1 bath at the bottom, 4 units. 2-bedroom, 1 bath. Now, when I first came up with the idea, or it was given to me, the idea when I first decided to start the Live Free, Give Hope, the real estate giveaway company, I actually had a full price offer on him. My kids, I told you guys, they just went to college, and I wasn't sure what I was going to do with the next chapter of my life, because I've been raising my kids, me and my wife, like hands on, not just having them live in a house. We've been raising them, for real. Once I started making a good $50,000 was the number. Once I started making $50,000 through my real estate, I quit my job and I pulled my kids out of school and I homeschooled them. We homeschooled them up until about high school. I think their first year going back to school was high school. So I was just I didn't know what I was going to do. I went and got my real estate license. That's already lapsed because that's not for me. I'm an investor. I am not I only got it because I wanted to save when I sold my properties. I wanted to save that 3% commission just on some of the properties I'm putting up here in Atlanta. Let's say 3% on $1 million. That's $30,000 in commission. I figured, shoot, I just get my real estate license. Now I got my boy Leon selling it. And I'm not sure if he wants me to tell you guys, but he's doing it at 1% commission. I'm sure he's fine with that because, hey, still can get paid. Not that, it's all negotiable. I'm not sure if you guys knew that, but when you're dealing with real estate and agents and so forth, the commission is negotiable. If I had to pay 3%, that's why I got my license. I just sell it myself. 1%, I let somebody do it, but 3%, I'm gonna have to sell it myself. Let's see. So this is a quadruplex, 2-bedroom, 1 bath in each unit. I've had it like 8 years. I bought it owner finance. I keep telling you guys that most of my portfolio has come owner finance. It was $375,000 for this quad right here was $250, and I got a duplex around the corner for $125. And when I say around the corner, like we could walk there right now. It's around the corner. I actually just drove by there, but they got stuff all in front. I didn't even want to show you guys that. I got to go back over there after we finish and talk to them. They got to clean that thing up, especially it's on the market. I'm thinking it's all brick. And I'll show you guys because sometimes you got to get it out the mud. And when you get it out the mud, sometimes, it's going to come with certain things, Some people treat their properties different, and I'm talking about the tenants. Some of them, it is what it is. I'm not here to judge anybody. But you will have some tenants that keep it super clean, and you can set rules and say these things have to happen. But I'm a hands-off investor. You know, I don't ride by here all the time. I may have come to this property in the last 8 years 10, 15 times maybe. Hopefully not even that, you know? So, and there's a book that I read. I listen to most of my books on audio. It's called like The Weekend Millionaire, Real Estate Millionaire. But they basically tell you, don't go by your properties because you'll always see something that you need to fix. Something that the tenants may not care about, but it may be something extra, you know? So I don't just never come by, but I don't come too often. As long as the bills are getting paid, and I do have a property manager, you know, but he's not a full-time property manager. He's like my cousin, and he checks on the property when something needs to be checked on. But now that I'm back in Atlanta, you know, I can start looking at some of these things myself. But the real question is, should I sell it or should I give it away? Now, the giveaway just started, and if it gets rocking and rolling, yes, I may keep these quadplex and end up giving them away. Giving up a 2-bedroom, 1 bath. We could do that, hell, here every quarter. You know, we could have a winner here winning a 2-bedroom, 1 bath every quarter because there's 4 of them. You know, let me show you guys what the neighborhood looks like. Let me turn this bad boy around. Bam. And bam. You guys see I'm working 2 phones. So, this is what the neighborhood looks like. Fairly quiet. It's a Saturday morning. You know, we had a big storm last night. That's why all of these leaves are on the ground. Sound like a hurricane. But yeah, this is it. Now, this lot right here, this is the city of East Point. And when I bought it from the investor back in the day, he told me that, now I never had this verified, but this area right here, you can build another duplex. See this room, see how much room we have behind the building, but right here facing this street. What street is this? Washington. You know, this is all mine, another duplex, or maybe even a quad, who knows? You know, so this could be an opportunity. This could be an opportunity for someone. Let me turn you guys back around and talk to me for a second. So why am I selling this? Because we got the giveaway, and I believe that the giveaway is a better business than this right here. I wanted to keep these duplexes and give them away, these 2-bedroom, 1 bath, but I think I need to sell and double down on the giveaways. Why? Because the marketing. Right now, you'll probably see that we're brand new. So it ain't like we got hella people that know about this. So in order to get hella people to find out about it, we got to spend the money. We got to pay some influencers. We got to run some ads. We got to do what we got to do in order to put the word out that we're giving away free rent for a year, furnished plus utilities. This is one of the properties, this quadplex in East Point, right by the airport, maybe 7-8 minutes from the airport. 2-bedroom, 1 bath. I want to give these away, furnished plus utilities. But, you know, we have to prove that our society is about that action. You know, on the other property that I'm giving away right now, the 1-bedroom, 1 bath, if the community gets behind it, well, we could give away something all the time. And I have properties on deck, but I'm all in. So if I have to sell these properties that I was planning on giving away, I will, because we can always buy more. That's the great thing about real estate. You can always get more. There's no scarcity. Some people will tell you that there's a lack of deals. No. So I'm going to go back to this property behind me. I bought this quadplex for $250. I had it appraised 3 years ago for $537 it appraised for. Right now, I have it on the market for $510. Why am I letting it go for $510? Because there's a couple of things that need to be done, you know, and I don't want to touch them. I want to leave some meat on the bone for another investor to come on through. You know, sometimes you got to give somebody a little something. And I figure doubling my money, I don't have to be that greedy. I've cash flowed these properties for the last 8 years, and I can sell them for double what the rule of 7 or the rule of doubling your money. I don't know all of the terminology, but I think you're supposed to double your money like every 7 years. So I've done that. But because I am an investor, I will owner finance these things. What does that mean? That means you can come to me with a down payment and we can work something out. We can do a subject to financing deal. We can do something. I'm just raising capital to put into Live Free, Give Hope. Either I can owner finance this or I can sell it outright. Either one works for me. I would prefer to owner finance it. Why? Because I get to keep the property and become the bank. Keep the property as in ownership, like if somebody messed up, it happens. People will go and buy a property and get foreclosed on. I don't want to have to foreclose on someone, but let's say I gave you the opportunity to take this property with, let's say 10% down. So $51,000. You take this property, subject to financing, and let's say you mess up, you stop making the payments, you do whatever, life happens, you don't want to do it no more. You give it back. I will take the properties back, but I keep that 51,000 and all of the rest of the payments that you made. That's how finance works. Do I want that to happen? No, but I understand that in the world of real estate, that's how it goes. That's how it goes. I've lost properties before. You can look this one up, 3603 Spanish Court, the first house I ever bought, first house I ever lost. You know what I'm saying? The first house I ever lost. And you guys, not sure if you know, but I said in another video, the mortgage on that bad boy was only $585. I was in California. This property was in Georgia. I was a brand new father with babies that was born 10 weeks early in the NICU. And I hate to tell you the excuses, but I fucked up and I lost that property for $585 a month. And if somebody would have came by and did a subject to financing, hell, I wouldn't even ask for no down payment, So let me ask you guys the question again. Do we sell it or do we give it away? Hey, Ma, see you on that one. Sorry for cursing online. But hey, guys, I was in the Army. They taught me how to curse. So I'm about to go in here and check on, I'll tell you guys the problem. There was an HVAC, the furnace wasn't working. I called a company called Reliable. That's where I usually get my HVAC companies from. My HVAC units. And they came over to take care of it the other day. And they said that the stairs leading up into the attic was broken, so they couldn't get up there. So I need to find out what kind of broken are they talking about. Are they talking about a stairs broken, or are the stairs just not accessible? A lot of times you have these folks show up to do a job, but they just don't want to do nothing. They come on out. People are people. Some people love their jobs and do it to the highest extent, and some people barely do their jobs. Even when you call in the big boys, I've worked with folks, out the mud, and I work with the big boys, and I've had problems with all of them, and I've had good things with them also. But that's all I have for you guys. Should I sell it or should I give it away? 2-bedroom, 1 bath, each unit. It's a quadplex in East Point. They would come furnished with utilities also. But the only way we can really get this to happen is if we have the support on the first one. That's why I made it to where even if you don't need the property, even if you don't want to live, or if you don't need a 1-bedroom, 1 bath, you can give it away, but you can still support. That's all I got for you guys. Hit me if you have any questions. Talk to you later. Holla. Let's see. Bow and bow.